And um, so I really should move on to what this stuff is and why. Um, so firstly, it's why. Why would anybody want to use business integrated governance? We're going to come at it from a strategy perspective. But I guess every person that talks about gaps in strategy delivery would argue this, but it's true. There's a lot of evidence out there that the connection from strategy to delivery isn't very good, and it seems to have been going on forever. I mean, just one of the points there, 50% of well-formulated strategies fail to deliver expected results because of poor execution. There are lots of bodies that are describing this stuff, but I'm not sure how organisations are actually getting on and solving that. It seems to be too difficult to solve, or what, I don't know. But it really is an issue. I haven't met anyone that's entirely happy with how they get from strategy to delivery and back again within their organisations. And in fact, at the back end of last year, we held an event for about 400 people with the APM's governance interest professional network. 400 people came along, and we asked them to give their view of how effective their organisations were in strategy delivery. And we got about 500 responses, 500 comments back, which we compiled. And the classifications were roughly in and around clarity and communication of strategy, the ability to cascade those objectives and hold people to account, to be able to prioritize those objectives and deploy resources to enable people to achieve against those objectives. Control and agility to actually stay on top of these objectives and make sure they get delivered in balance with everything else. And underpinning it, there was information and information and data. So most of the participants could not point to an infrastructure specifically set up to support strategy delivery. And certainly at other conferences, we've asked people who support strategy delivery, and no one's been able to really put their hand up and say it. And the results are available, so there are blogs on our website which go into it. But just picking out the highlights, we bumped into some blockers, and the blockers were, and this is the correct language. People mostly were unclear on their business purpose, the resultant vision and strategy that would enable that to happen. They were unclear of how objectives cascaded through the organization, mostly unclear. Objectives are mostly not prioritized, and there's no prioritization method to enable those objectives to get prioritized. There were for the objectives, they were mostly not measured. So while an objective was stated, there was little, there wasn't very much in the way of systematic measurement against the objectives to enable them to be progressed, and little or no technology backbone for the objectives. And we share the results with you, share the feedback with you. But this was is that there are possibilities in most organizations to improve the connection, the clarity from purpose to vision to strategy. There's opportunity to improve the cascade of objectives from top levels through department units, through projects and programs, product groups, functions. There's opportunity there. There is opportunity to systematically prioritize and deploy leadership time, funds, and resources more effectively than leave it to being what we saw as a bit of a fight. There is opportunity to systematically measure how we're doing against our objectives, and to use that information rather than emotion to make decision with. And there is opportunity for organizations to look at the technology and support backbone that they need for strategy delivery. A lot of organizations we hear have a PMO or P3O to support portfolio program and projects, but not many, if any, extended that to support the delivery of strategy as opposed to the delivery of projects. So if we can address these things, and this is what we're looking to do in Big, our proposition to you is that in addition to the experts we have in terms of execution, let's also put some expertise available to people to support the integration and governance of all this together. Our proposition is that strategy will be more successful if our strategy delivery governance is fit for purpose and integrated across the organization. And that's the key point about Big.